A melon farm in Colorado has issued a recall of its cantaloupes. The move came after an outbreak of a deadly disease called listeria.
Bad cantaloupes are being linked to at least 2 deaths across the country, and more than 20 others have gotten sick in several states. Ephraim Graham has the story.
Jensen Farms in Colorado produces 300,000 cases of cantaloupe each season. The farm is now recalling the fruit over fears its melons are linked to a multi-state listeria outbreak, a rare and potentially deadly bacteria. At least one of the farm's melons tested positive for the bacteria. The news is devastating for this family-owned farm.
We're deeply saddened that there's a possibility that our family's cantaloupe could have gotten somebody sick, and it's very
The Food and Drug Administration warns not to eat cantaloupes from Jensen Farms. At least 22 people have been infected so far in 7 states. The fruit is marked with stickers that read Jensen Farms or Frontera Produce. They were shipped to 17 states, from Arizona to as far east as New York. This is the first time listeria is linked to cantaloupes in the United States. Tammy Palmer's 71-year-old husband is in the hospital after eating a cantaloupe in Colorado Springs. She is filing a lawsuit against Jensen Farms.
I went over and started patting his face. I'm like, Chuck, what's wrong? And he couldn't talk or anything, so that's when I called 911.
The bacteria doesn't get inside the cantaloupe until it's been sliced, so to reduce the risk of contamination, wash and scrub the shell before cutting it. Ephraim Graham, CBN News.
It's a terrible situation, and we would encourage you, if you have cantaloupes in the house, you can make them safe by doing something very simple, and that is washing them thoroughly on the outside. I want to even try a little chlorine bleach diluted with water just to make sure. Lee Webb has the rest of our top stories from the CBN Newsroom. Lee?
Gordon, a U.S. Marine, is the latest service member to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. President Obama presented Sergeant Dakota Meyer with the nation's highest military award in a White House ceremony. Meyer saved the lives of 36 U.S. and Afghan troops during an hours-long battle with the Taliban in 2009. Meyer personally killed at least 8 insurgents and was wounded himself, but he wasn't able to save everyone. Meyer lost some of his best friends that day.
I wasn't really thinking I could die. It was just a matter of when. I never thought I was going to come out. I feel like I failed them. I failed their families. I guess what's stuck in my mind is you either get guys out alive or you die trying, and if you don't die trying, you didn't try hard enough.
Meyer says he doesn't feel like a hero. He wears 2 bracelets, though, one on each wrist, honoring the 4 men he couldn't save. He says he accepted the Medal of Honor for them. Hurricane Irene is long gone, but those living on North Carolina's Outer Banks are a long way from recovery. They are thankful, though, that CBN's Operation Blessing is helping them rebuild. Mark Martin reports.
After a 70-minute boat ride, we arrived at Hatteras Island, North Carolina, accompanied by Operation Blessing President Bill Horan, his wife Laura, and one of the newest members on staff, Blue. Horan says the Doberman Pinscher, raised by Dr. Pat Robertson, is an ambassador of goodwill.
He is our staff joyologist, a certified joyologist guaranteed to make people feel better.
Those who live here definitely need cheering up. Piles of debris, flood-damaged furniture, and carpet line the streets. Residents who were born and raised here say Hurricane Irene was historic.
This is by far the worst, and it's in several other storms it's about waist deep, and in this one it was almost up past my nose.
The storm surge flooded the island, damaged homes, and chased away the top moneymaker, tourism. Carol Elmstrom runs this ice cream shop. She says the hurricane took away 7 weeks of income. Both the shop and her home took a beating.
It's heartbreaking. You know, that's my life. My 27 years of living here is out on the street. And I'm not going to cry. I'm over it. I'm over crying.
One of the biggest problems facing residents of Hatteras Island is behind me. You can see construction crews working to repair the only road to the island. Hurricane Irene washed it away, making it extremely difficult for relief organizations and supplies to get here. But that didn't stop Operation Blessing. The only way to get to Hatteras Island now is by helicopter or boat. To avoid an unpredictable, crowded, and slow-moving ferry, Operation Blessing is leasing a sport fishing boat to help transport volunteers and supplies from the mainland.
These folks were suffering down here. They were overlooked, they're being underserved, and we want to be there to kind of fill that gap.
Blue isn't the only one to lift the spirits of hurricane victims. Operation Blessing's human volunteers are working hard to clean up homes, removing waterlogged walls and furniture, and then sanitizing to kill and prevent mold. They're also partnering with church members and rescue workers on the island.
You come up to people and they have this look on their face. And it's the look of we've lost it. You know, it's like, and we've been able to stay there with some of these folks until that look leaves.
What Operation Blessing does is, of course, we provide tangible resources, but we provide hope in the future, hope that God loves them, and hope that they can live again.
You people have been unbelievably amazing.
Mark Martin, CBN News, Hatteras Island, North Carolina.
That's great to hear, Gordon. You know, in terms of strength and severity, Hurricane Irene was nowhere near what Hurricane Katrina or Andrew were, but for those folks in the Outer Banks, just as severe.
Just as severe, and I would say for those folks in Vermont, and New Hampshire, and New York, and Connecticut, who've been without power, had incredible flooding, it was just as severe for them. We're there. When disasters strike, we want to strike back. We want to strike back with love and compassion. And that's exactly what CBN Partners do. If you're a member of the 700 Club, thank you. You're part of that relief effort to Hatteras Island, and we just thank you for all that you do. A portion of every gift to the 700 Club goes into the work of Operation Blessing.